Hey, what's up guys? Benny here and welcome to a brand new Warzone Masterclass where I'm going to be using an insane loadout that not many players have actually been using, which includes the AUG, which is an incredible tactical rifle by the way, and the Bullfrog, which is an SMG that has been massively overlooked just because of how dominant the MAC-10 has been, as well as the MP5. But after this video, you're definitely going to want to be using it, and I'm going to give you that loadout with all the best class setups. Do not worry about that. But in this series, I like to break down my gameplay whilst using the loadout so you can see its strengths and weaknesses, and also the mistakes that I make when I'm going for a high kill gameplay, as well as all the stuff that I do well. So right here, we've started off at an airport drop, and if you are brand new to the channel as well, please do hit that subscribe button, as 72.6% of you are not subscribed, but we have the Bullfrog in hand, and damn, it's good. So I've just seen this Big Bertha head towards the buy station by his teammate. Now, I know I'm not going to be able to get the kill there by just shooting at the vehicle. What I'm doing is taking the vehicle's health down just a little bit so that my C4 will be able to take out the truck. Something I do all the time, and people, like, if you're just in the middle of the open, you can kind of bait a Big Bertha to try and run you over, especially when you know it's a single person, and that's what I did just there. And like, you know, like the AUG, it has an incredible fire rate, which with the build that I will show you later on in the video as well, because the barrels are being changed a little bit, you're going to want to make sure that you've got the right setup. But here I see my teammate Jaff has called out that there's another squad over here, and I'm pushing over, making sure I've got the SMG for maximum mobility, and switch over to the AUG. Now, the AUG dominates at that range. However, sadly, someone had popped to dead silence and had able to cut up real close, and it kind of got between me and Jaff. And right there, I get taken down by super stopping power rounds. No chance at all. But the Gulag is where we regain. And whenever you get this side, you want to just hold that vehicle as much as you can. And there, I was able to push him out to the open with a grenade. And because you got the Gallows shotgun there, it's nice and easy. But we'd done a 2-2 split, and our team had kind of also, two of our teammates, Orion and Syndicate, had went to downtown, so we went and joined them rather than fighting at airport by ourselves. And we get into this fight. So one thing I always want you to be thinking about, I actually missed something there. I'm just going to just rewind for a second and just have a look at it. There's a rocket that goes across from the left-hand side to the right. I completely missed that kind of rocket trail. It's so easy to miss, and we're just there going like, oh, there's people on the ridge. This guy on our right, no idea he is there. So try and pay attention to all the little details when you're playing the game. Like, stuff like that massively helps. But can see him kind of pushing there, able to push up using that Bullfrog, and this is what I want to see. Like the Bullfrog, the recoil, first of all, the iron sight on the Bullfrog is incredible. It's a beautiful, it's really clean, which allows you to run 5 attachments with it. It's very much like the Modern Warfare MP5, and you see the time to kill, and the fact that you have a 65 round mag just means that you can spray this thing like crazy and take people down really fast. So once again, right there, I'm just kind of getting some additional loot, and I don't know why I thought that was a syringe. It was, in fact, a self-res, and I just completely left it behind. But my teammates are calling out that there's a fight going on. And I want to see, let me know down in the comments right here if you see the mistake that I have made in this situation. All right, because massively overlooked, and I got tunnel vision on this fight. So here you go. You see the power of the AUG right here. Able to just chuck out bullets, especially with that 45 round mag. You can get a lot of shots off quick before needing to reload. And I push here to take the rock, which allows me to pick up this kill nice and easily as he's running in. However, I forgot that this is the first zone of the entire game, so I'm gonna die to the gas. But thankfully, Tom was way ahead of the curve there and got a supply run and is able to make us regain. But make sure you keep an eye on the timer. Remember, the first zone is the only zone in the game that you cannot outrun. Every other zone, you're going to be faster then, but we're able to regain and just kind of thankfully get our loadouts and just go again over the Bullfrog. This is a bit of a kind of stop-start match, but you're going to have these games even when you have good matches. So just remember, always try regain, try and get your team back to full strength as much as you can. Supply runs, one of the best things to do to get squads back. Here we go into another engagement, and it's just Call of Duty time in that. And I make another mistake here, but not, it's like, this is a thing, frustrating thing when I go back and look at some gameplay sometimes. I'm like, why have I done that? Why? But I chased the kill, didn't need to. And now we're going to get into a bit of momentum. Call of Duty is a momentum game. See the truck going on the right. Once again, remember what we did earlier. C4, Just throw it, down it. Knew there was more people in there, so I get out straight away and try and use the kind of chaos of them just all falling on. And this is where the Org destroys. Get a quad feed. Straight away, let's watch this back again, right? Because I like this, and it also really shows off the Org and why you should be using it. C4 take truck down. Okay, that's standard. There's still 3 people up. It'll turn around, and the fire rate of this Org, right, just allows me to just drop everyone so quickly. Like, your damage output using this weapon is insane, and that's one of the big things to keep in mind when you're using it. Is your overall damage output in comparison to the M16 is high. Your overall DPS much higher. But now I'm kind of stressed out in this situation because I know I need to get into the zone, but it is likely there are going to be people holding. So I'm just quickly looting. I think it's a little bit quiet. Kind of try and get more cash so we can get our teammate back in to get full strength again. And we get caught up looting too much here. Like, Tom hops out to grab some extra loot. We start getting shot, and I'm kind of panicking a little bit because I can't see the person and trying to get into the vehicle. I'll drop my Org. Don't worry. I get it back in a second. But I'm like, I just sometimes wish there was a way of not dropping your weapons at important times. But straight away, we've seen another team buy back here. Something you'll also notice a lot of the time is when I'm moving around in a vehicle, I'm actually stood on top. Now, the reason I stand on top of it rather than sitting in the passenger seat when I can is if you do get hit by an explosive for a C4, you don't get downed as if you're in a passenger seat. Here, we're going to see the full power of the Bullfrog. You don't worry. I'm really happy with this kill here. Like, he flashbangs me, and I'm able to just predict where he's going to be using the Bullfrog's high fire rate to just kind of land those shots and take him down. But what I really want to kind of point out, and something that will massively help your gameplay, is the way that I center my crosshairs when I go into these fights. So if we just go back to the start here, as I come into the fight, I kind of try and keep on the corners. There, I knew I'd messed up. I'd put myself in no man's land. Didn't have any angles of control, so dip out and then reset. But all the time, my crosshairs are always pointing towards the corners. So I'm able to kind of snap on as quickly as possible, and I'm able to judge situations like that when I know I'm going to be aggressively pushed because he's hit me with a stun grenade. Here, it's just kind of hold a position, get plated back up. Tom's checking places with gas, and then we're able to regain properly and get some ammo back in, which is something you always want to be doing when you're playing Warzone. UAVs are also, once again, so helpful, but I use Tom to kind of help me get to the Big Bertha. Any stage of the match, if there are vehicles available, choppers and Big Berthas, make sure you get them. There is no negative, really, to having them in the game, unless you're trying to play a bit of stealth and not draw any attention to you. But you'll see, I fully take advantage of the vehicles in this game, because right here, Tom's just gone in, ran 2 over. I'm going to come in now, and sadly, in this situation, not pass my driver's license because I pushed myself in. Tom's jumped out to finish his 2 kills, and if I'd bit better to be perfectly honest, I would have been able to save Tom, but I run him over and get the finish on the bounty. But Tom thankfully had a gulag, so he's able to regain. Now, straight here, this guy made a mistake. You don't shoot a Big Bertha if you're just by yourself and you don't have any explosives, because even though he hits me there, great shot by the way, throws that, I'm able to use the momentum of the Big Bertha to draw his attention away because he's going to be trying to finish me, jump out the Bullfrog, absolutely destroy him. I absolutely love this SMG. Partially because of the iron sights. I find it so nice. Straight away, once again, see the attention over here, keeping this crosshairs kind of centered on the rock a little bit, and I don't just go around the corner. Right? I try and get a bit of verticality on them because it's going to give me an advantage. Always think about this every time you get into a gunfight, because I can snap on and just take him out nice and easily. And that's the 2 really easy kills for me. So I'm sitting on 17 kills right now, got a load of money, so I get another loadout drop in so that I'm able to get my ghost loadout again and also get my Org back, which is more important for me because you need your assault rifle for these sort of mid-range engagements. And this shows the time to kill potential of the Org, by the way. Quick bursts just drop so quickly. If you're landing all your shots from your burst, you're going to get kills very quickly. And remember, once again, using the Big Bertha, even though it doesn't have much health left, I feel very comfortable being able to move around the map. And because Orion's called these guys out, I'm able to position them, get a different angle so we can kill these guys as they're getting forced in from the gas. And look, using that Org once again, getting the burst off, able to very easily get another double kill. And it's what I love about this weapon combination. You've got the Org for those medium range gunfights. It's not going to be as good at long range. That's one thing I would say about this loadout, is it falls short at a long distance, but you always also make sure you're spending your cash. I get precision airstrikes when you're at this stage of the game when I can, because when you're pushing the top of the hills, and you'll see it actually saves my life at one stage in this, is you want to get up in the hills and just have airstrikes so you can push people off bad positions. How many times have we done this today? No idea how I got quite lucky in not dying there, but able to get self-res, teammates able to tap me, and then I'm good. However, because we brought so much attention and we're all grouped up, we're kind of fish in a barrel right about now, and everyone's able to shoot down towards us, which is a little bit of a problem. I'm not going to lie to you. Popping off my self-res, and I use that airstrike to give myself an opportunity to get away. It's one of the only ways that you can dip out a situation like that. They have the high ground on us. There's nothing else. You need to do something to retreat, and I just kind of dip straight out of there and get away. Tom's sort of done the same, and then we kind of can regroup and re-engage this fight without them having like full positional advantage on us, which is what they had. Here, I make a big mistake. We're able to wipe this squad out there because the fighting everyone sort of killed each other, and I'm like, don't worry, I'm gonna go get the team back. I'm sat on 20 kills, and though my intentions are right of getting your squad back into the game, sometimes you have to accept when it's not possible. And this is something I didn't do here. So I was like, don't worry, I'm gonna get everyone back in. I've got a big Bertha. I'm just gonna roll in, and it's a frustrating thing because you look at it and you've thrown away top map position. We've got good numbers. There's not many squads left. I do this and I just miss the person coming around there. Like, I'll show you it. It's like he's there for like a frame. Now, this is what I'm talking about when I mean just a frame. We go back a couple frames and there he is. It's not just a frame. It's like 4 frames, but still just missed that. I missed the reses. I put Tom in a way worse position than if I just stayed on the top of the hill with him. And sadly, it just backfires and it leaves Tom to have to real slow play this for a chance to win. And sadly, when you get put in a 4 versus like 9 situation, like a 1v9 situation, there's not much you can do. He tries to hold position, hopes they take each other out by holding the zone, but gets rushed. Nothing he can do here. But what I do want to do is show you a win using this loadout, because I rushed there, got a team killed, but here, the very next game, we're in hospital, we're locking it down, people are dropping down, and we understand that we've got a slow play. And also the bullfrog here, you can just see how good it is, like how clean that iron sight is, just to line up the headshot and drop someone. That guy had stopping power rounds in his gun, and I was still able to win that situation. I kind of was able to flank him, and now as a squad, we're all very aware that there is a team in the northwest position. So I'm going to hold here and then pinwheel back, because if you look at the minimap right now, you know that no one's going to be able to like use that lane to get behind you really, and no one's going to push here. So we've got an easy push rotation over to this building here, which you can then lock down. Now, the next big thing in endgame, you want to make sure that you get the highest point that is available. Verticality is key to success, and also share your plates around. If you're sat on 8 plates, make sure all your team are full health. It's only going to help you in the long run. Everyone's able to stay in the fight, have full health. You're going to be more likely to win. And here, I just slow play. I learned my lesson from the last game, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to slow play. I had no idea why I'm heartbeat centering the gas, but I am. Then here, holding the high ground, able to use the AUG, which dominates at mid-range, to kind of see where teams are rotating. Can't see anyone. However, there is an invisible dude, right? Because of one of those skins running around, able to just throw the C4s down, trying to take them out. But have a look here. The rest of my team, one by one, jump off the roof, and the same fate meets them. Orion drops down, okay? Because he's got a jump on the team. It's like, I've got an advantage here. I'm going to push it. Even if you feel like you've got an advantage, hold the high position until you know you're in a final 1v1. So right here, I just hop onto the other roof. I now know I can go onto the other roof once again. I don't need to drop down. To 1v1v1, I see the guy. Could very easily have jumped down there and started shooting, but I don't. Hold the high ground, pay attention, and I can drop down and get the kill on the final person to pick up the dub. And of course, that stage of the game, you gotta go for the assassination to get the win. But there we have it. Now let me show you the best class setup and loadout for the Bullfrog and the Org. So this is the loadout that you want to be using. I'm using the Golden Org, by the way, which has been added into the store for the Chinese New Year, which is pretty cool. You get gold tracers. And you know me, I just love having tracers on my weapons. I'm not gonna lie. But on the Org itself, on the muzzle, I have the Agency Silencer. And you may have heard recently from True Game Data, the titanium barrel on the tactical rifles has been nerfed, so you want to go ahead and use the 18.2 Strike Team barrel, which is the best barrel for bullet velocity and damage range. It's going to allow you to kind of get more shots off and take your opponents down in the fastest possible time. So make sure you go ahead and use the 18.2-inch Strike Team barrel on the Org. I've then got the Field Agent foregrip to control the recoil of the weapon, so you make sure your bursts are as tight as possible. The 45-round drum mag, and then I use the Vision Tech 2 times. And one of the things I have been doing actually with the Cold War optics is just using the default reticles. I don't personally like a lot of the reticles that are available, so just try out the default one in my personal opinion. Then we have the Bullfrog. I love this SMG. It's so much fun to use and a breath of fresh air if you've just been using the MAC-10 and the MP5 recently. Give this a go. You will have a great time, I promise you. I use the GRU suppressor, which is the agency suppressor for this particular weapon. Sound suppression, increased damage range. You then want to go ahead and use the 7.4-inch Task Force barrel. Easily the best barrel at the moment. Like the VDV Reinforced has a higher bullet velocity, but this also increases the effective damage range of the weapon. So you're going to get the highest damage possible at the furthest possible distance, which is going to win you a lot of gunfights, if I'm being completely honest. You then want the Spetsnaz grip as the underbarrel. That's just to deal with the vertical and horizontal recoil, easily the best one. The 65-round mag, which allows you in trios and quads to take on full squads quite happily if you need to. And then you want the KGB skeletal stock, which is sprint to fire time and aim walking movement speed. And this thing is an absolute beast. I have so much fun using this. And then the rest of the class is EOD, Overkill, Amped, C4, and a heartbeat sensor. But I hope you found this video useful. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new, smash the thumbs up button, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.